going on, guys? I want to look at some funky stuff. I didn't really have any set theme for this one, but I figured I'd look at some things you could do with throws. So I put up some simple setups here that I'll just run by you and maybe can inspire you to make some cool stuff. Let's check it out. Alright, so for this one, I have a dual use for this block. So basically I have nothing too complicated, but I put in like a flying bone thing. You could also put spikes down and have a non-flying enemy if you wanted it to walk. So we could do something like this. Same story where Mario has to throw and then continue on. Of course, I have to play around with that a little bit, but you get the point. I mean, the cool thing is we're using that note block for more than one different thing. So spring is thrown and bounces up. You can fly up that side spring and get this shell to land over here. So we're doing more than one thing. Okay, in this one I made another similar concept contraption, except this is using a P-switch. So let's take a look. Similar idea, but totally different things going on. I had the blaster switch here so that way the P switch would be activated when it was flung upwards, and then it dropped a POW from here, and then we just got rid of the POW with a thwomp. So there's some funky things you can do and combine some of these mechanics to make really cool stuff. Let's take a look at something else. Okay, let's look at another example here. See over here. So it could be cleaned up, obviously, but you get the point. We're throwing a shell, it's activating a Wiggler through the music block, we're slowing it down with these other blocks so we can see the action, plus it doesn't unspawn or despawn or disappear if Mario takes too long. But we know Mario has to go based on this piranha with the timing. The shell gets captured here, it hits this block on its way over, which activates another shell and ends up over here. So I like to have one thing do many things, which triggers another thing, and that's how you get a good contraption going. Things that can do very subtle things. So if you know a shell is going to bounce off something, or it's going to hit a music block, or you can have it activate something, then do it and see how far you can go with it. Sometimes you can come up with really crazy stuff. It's just like a chain reaction, as you've seen in my other stuff. Okay, I figured I'd show some examples of where we use these throws, where they do multiple things. Here's one of the newer ones from Set These Bricks and Bones. Basically, we're going to grab the spring earlier from this point and we're going to throw it into this contraption that's hidden behind this ghost and icicles. But we're going to throw the spring, it's going to activate this block and knock down this shell, this buzzy, so we can grab it on our way down. And at the same time, the spring we threw is going to push up this shell and knock it over so we can land in it up here. So let's take a look at that in action. Pretty cool, pretty simple, pretty subtle, but definitely adds some interest to the level. Here's another example of using a throw to do multiple things. This one will be activating enemies as well as an on-off switch at the end, which destroys it. Ideally, I like to destroy the shell after it's reached its end, or use it to land on, so it just doesn't make those annoying like back and forth noises or causes chaos in the rest of the level. Let's take a look. Easy peasy. Here's another short one that also activates an enemy and an on-off switch. Pretty basic setup, and obviously you can see there's a lot of things you can do. Let's take a look. Two for one. Here's a more difficult example in one of my team shell levels. When it drains, it pours. We'll be throwing a shell that'll explode on this little mole all the way up here. We're going to bounce on this one, throw it in here. It's going to activate an enemy we can jump on. It's going to activate an item here that we can throw. It's going to take down a spring. We're going to land on the shell that we threw right over here, and then we're going to do a spring drop over here with the spring we gathered to end up over here. Let's take a look. Okay, and then this, do the spring drop, and done, and so forth to continue. So this one's a little harder because we didn't fix it. It's with a moving shell, but same idea. This one is from a collab I did with Septi, and basically we will gather the shell here, right? We'll continue with it over here. We're gonna throw it in here, which is gonna drop an enemy we can land on. The shell we threw is gonna continue over here and land in this spot right here. So it's serving multiple purposes. Let's take a look at this in action. I'm not going to hit the on-off switch because it's in a different state by the time we get here. But for normal play, it would be the other way around. So you get the point, but play continues from there. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. And if you have any ideas or videos that you want me to show you, please let me know in the comments. I really appreciate it if you do like and subscribe just so I can get some more exposure and maybe get some more ideas on videos I can make in the future. Thanks for sticking around. Check you later.